This is the story behind my first ever EP release, and that is called You Are Greater Than Time. So some of you might know that I run a podcast called Why I Create, and I speak to lots of different artists on there, musicians, filmmakers, authors, and I decided that I wanted to do kind of a monologue episode, which I don't think I ever released it because I wanted the podcast to get to a point where a good number of people were listening to it, and the episode with the monologue would be able to impact and reach a lot more people than it would have kind of where the podcast is now. So I never released that episode, but I made music for it. And that was like the first quote unquote professional music I made. It is on Spotify right now under the name You Are Greater Than Time. So the U, the greater than sign, the word time, and period right after that. And it's under my name, David Hay. It has 6 songs and the EP is 10 minutes long. So the really cool thing about this one is I had my monologue already recorded and I was writing the music behind my speaking, which really helped me create the vibe that I wanted with the music as I heard myself talk. So the first track is called Saturn Expanded. So any track in that EP you see with expanded after it means that it is going to be longer than the music used in the episode. So after I finished writing and exported the episode to my computer, then I continued expanding those tracks. So Saturn is, here's a little preview. The best way for me to describe Saturn is like it should have been part of the score for the Blade Runner 2049 movie with Ryan Gosling. It's super epic and spacey and synthy. And I really like it. And it's really funny because I had just recently watched the movie and then was writing this track. But definitely it's one of my favorites that I've made in this genre, and surprisingly it's gotten over 1,000 streams on Spotify alone, which is pretty cool. Now the next one is called City Lights. That one's a lot different, as you can tell. It has more of a keyboard element to it all throughout, and I'm using lots of triads and chords, and then I have a single melody playing above it as well. But that one kind of is, those are cool vibes there. I like that one a lot. Highly suggest going to listen to this EP. Oops, I didn't mean to start playing it, but I guess that's just a sign for me to move on. This next one is called Moonbeam. Again, it's very heavy on the keyboards, so specifically I'm using the soft cinematic piano that comes from Logic Pro as just comes straight out of the software. This one is also nice. Again, it's another expanded one, so the first 3 that I just played are the expanded ones. This one makes me think of, why I named it Moonbeam. It makes me think of the reflection of the moon on water. And you can see, if you were to look at the Spotify canvas, that's exactly the video that I have up there, one that I took. Then the next one is Faded. I'm going to skip forward a little bit. So when you listen like straight through it, it's very peaceful. is the best word I can use to explain it. And there's some elements of wonder and mystery as well that I get from it. But this one is just piano. I actually came up with this idea when I was at a neighbor's house and I was playing the grand piano, looking out the window as the sun was rising. It was very peaceful. This one is called Circus. Kind of, not weird, but different. And all of these fit my monologue very well. They fit, so it might sound strange listening to it here, but it fits the monologue really well. This one made me think of a circus or some kind of celebration thing as well. Kind of just like upbeat, a little bit happy, but also it makes me feel like something else is something else is involved with the circus. Something else is there, and although we're having fun, we are still a little bit wary. That's what that one makes me think of. And then my personal favorite from the EP is the last one called You Are Greater Than Time. This one is also, I think this one's the longest one. But this also has Blade Runner vibes to it, but has more of a melody to it. It's super fun to listen to in the car with the speakers because there's lots of different elements that are a part of this, and I have different tracks panned left and right, so it creates a really immersive experience. But yeah, that's You Are Greater Than Time. That's what got me into composition, and then eventually and what I'm doing currently, which is more soundtrack type of music, more film vibes and orchestration and all of that stuff, which is what excites me the most. So yeah, anyway, thank you for listening to me talk about that, and stay tuned for other types of episodes in the future, as well as more of these explaining, I guess, the work behind the track. Okay, talk to you in the next one. Bye.